Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Envision podcast. And today we will be talking to Dr. Leo Bissonnette from Quebec, Canada. And Leo has been with us for a really, long time, pretty much since day one. And he's been super inspiring, for the whole team here at Envision to build assistive technology that improves the everyday lives of, anybody who can use assistive technology, but specifically for the blind and low vision community as well. So we are incredibly excited to have you chat with us today, Dr. Leo.
I'm very pleased to be here, and it's an honor to be with the team. There's been many times I've had an opportunity in the past to be with you, and here's another one to do this too.
Yeah, and for those of whoever is watching or listening who may not know about you, do you mind doing a quick introduction of who you are and how you got to where you are today?
Well, thank you very much. Yes, indeed. In terms of a little background on me, I'm 73 years of age. I've always been enthused about technology. In fact, I go as far back in the blindness community to the early 1980s when the VersaBraille first came out, and we began to look at that as a very important technology for our community. I then went on to work at the Concordia University in Montreal as the manager of the Access Center for 35 years. And there I had the opportunity to promote technology to our students as key ways to stay active and successful in the academic environment. In 2018, I had the wonderful opportunity to talk with the developers, both Carthigs, in a phone call in, I guess it was 2018, when they began to share what they hoped would be a roadmap to making Envision a very important player. And indeed they have. I was able to be one of the early adopters in the Envision glasses back in 2020 when they first were made available. I remember with great excitement in November 2020 getting the glasses, and what an event that was for me. I shared this very brief story. At that time, as we were setting up the glasses, I turned around in my office and the TV was on, and I read the bottom line of the screen with the glasses. What a revelation that was. What an eye-opener, so to speak, that was. And it said so much about Envision and the people. And I, again, as we experimented with the glasses, I had many opportunities to talk with the team, and we've watched how Envision has evolved. Look at what alone happened in 2025 with the Ally app. My goodness, what I was able to do with that for Christmas shopping, ordering some books, finding restaurants, just, so much excitement. Then, as we headed into the fall, we have the Solos glasses. And while I had one or two little hiccups, just even charging it, I am so pleased with what I was able to do over the Christmas holidays at a hotel. I think we stand at another crossroads in the development of glasses for our community and apps for our community. And I'm pleased to say that Envision for me has been so key in my own journey with technology.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, hi Leo, it's Vanessa. I know we've known each other for a long time, and I've been on board with Envision, but I guess just 5 years. But I love hearing stories about the early days with the guys, the Cartex, and that early community of actually sort of having the belief in transforming this vision. And, the glasses came out and then it was COVID. If you remember that. And so it was like, oh, what are we going to do? So hunker back down and just keep developing. And then I was, I guess, on board around just after that. And we went in and came to see Sun. And that was the sort of more public launch, if you will, a year later. But you got the early access to that and was sort of fundamental in helping us develop and test it for broader access. How do you use the Envision glasses today, just out of interest? You still using them?
I still use them. I use them. I have an awful lot of many documents to review.
Yeah.
And I've just found sometimes to be able to get access at the content of those documents has been so important. That for me has been a big one. And then even just doing things in the house, going into the kitchen with the glasses on, being able to pull a box out of the cupboard. Oh, that's what it is. Pull something out of the fridge. Oh, that's what it is. You're doing this with, the glasses. And again, what we have with the Solus glasses is yet another evolution of a type of glasses. And again, maybe more affordable for the next generation. And I think that's important because getting these glasses in the hands of our community, especially developed for our community, is so important, so empowering. There's so many features, just to be able, I found, for example, with the Solos glasses, it is so easy. Thank you for your wonderful tips, Vanessa, on how to position the document, to do that.
Yeah.
Well, but
it
you
is.
know what?
Memory,
I think these videos that you do are so vital.
Thank you. Well, we've got another one that we're thinking of doing about the difference between the two glasses, because we get that question a lot. But yeah, it's taken me a while to get used to them. I must admit, the camera's on the other side, and you have to kind of adjust your muscle memory. As I said, I'm so familiar with the Envision glasses. I put those on in demos, and I'm like, it's second nature, like riding a bicycle in the days I used to ride a bicycle before it became dangerous. And my Ally Solos glasses, I feel I still got my training wheels on a bit still. I was using them on the train yesterday, and I turned the Ally app off, and it started playing my music for me, which apparently is a smart glasses thing at the moment with Apple. But anyway, it still blows my mind as well that I've got this thing on my hands and free. But you've been there since the beginning, so I think this is amazing, and we are sort of at this cross point. I agree with you. What does your toolkit look like? So we know you use Envision products, but what other products are you using?
Well, at this point, I guess I must be one of these early adopters. I'm very much involved with the Glidance people on their technology, feeling that, again, these tools enable us to be more independent.
Yeah.
And I think that's key for me. My late wife, one of the things she wanted me to have, in fact, she was instrumental in leaving me money in her will for the first generation of the Envision glasses. She knew things were not good.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
She wanted me to have it. And I guess it's that move forward with technology. And my daughter still embraces that too. She loved the Solos glasses that I have. She said, "You look good with them, Dad." And I think that's nice,
Yeah, it is. You want to look good. And that's also one of these things, like all this new, it's been around for ages, right? So yeah, that kind of form factor, and wearing big things on your head, I don't get that. It looked heavy, some of the new stuff, and the Glidance, you use that thing looks like a vacuum cleaner to me.
Well, I've tested it. It's coming. We'll be getting it, hopefully, all going well in the summer of this year in a different form factor. But I think these technologies are liberating. The Solos glasses are another generation of liberating technology for our community, and they're designed for our community. The idea that, like, for example, and again, some other people are using hotspots. I like the idea that the Solos glasses are working with off the iPhone, off the app, the Ally app. What a powerful tool.
Yeah.
I think, a very core principle that we follow at Envision is to, build with the community, build in public of sorts, just very feedback and detail oriented. And since you've been, with us essentially from day one or even day zero, I'm relatively new to Envision, right? But I wanted to hear from you, how your experience has been, as in, can you remember any kind of moments where you're like, hey, this would be nice, and then we build it for you and for everybody else, right? So have there been any moments like that that come to your
Roadmap
mind?
moments, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think for the to say, my Christmas shopping this year was really interesting using the Ally app.
Tell me, what did you do?
Well,
What-
I had been listening to a podcast of a sports show here in Montreal
Mhm.
where they talked about a book that had just come out about the Montreal Canadian hockey team, a historical franchise in the National Hockey League in Canada and the US.
Mhm.
And I wanted to get this particular book as a gift, a Christmas gift, a birthday gift for a friend of mine. Well, I had a little chat with the Ally app, and indeed, we found the information using the app, and I carefully wrote it down, and that led to the purchase of this book. And it was just amazing how quickly we got it found, right down to who was the publisher and so forth. I repeated the process for a book for my son-in-law, who is interested in a particular baseball player in the US for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Sure enough, found the book, ordered the book. Well, what a nice way to do shopping. And it was seamless. It was simple, and it was liberating, and it was so interesting to be engaged with Leah, who I have fun with. I think all that is so important, and it's independence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah.
that's the key. That's the key to this technology. You know, again, I'm a senior. Now, mind you, I love to dabble with technology, but I think, for example, even going back to the installation of the Solos glasses. Thank you for a wonderful video, Amrit. This was well done. And Vanessa, yours too, about how to charge them and turn them off and on.
Thank you.
Those two things, though, really, that process of installation of the glasses, it was seamless.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you, earlier this year, my daughter bought me those fancy glasses from another
That's why we can
company.
talk about Meta. There's no problem.
Um,
No, it's important to talk about them, right?
Yeah.
It's
you know,
important.
here we go. And I couldn't install the app. Whereas with
No.
the Solos glasses, I did it within maybe 5 minutes.
Mm.
Yeah.
And again, it's that independence.
I think it's
And
also yeah.
so
Sorry,
there you
Lou, I
go.
didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, I'm just excited about the opportunity for the big mainstream smart glasses, and they're everywhere. Kartik was at CES, and he said it was
Sure.
just smart glasses everywhere. So, you know, I can't wait for Ally to be on every platform, right? The fact that those platforms aren't open enough or ready enough for us meant that we have to build our own glasses as well, or partner with Solos and other companies potentially to do that. But the idea is sort of like a software as a service in the true sense of the word, that we could be on any smart device and wearable device, you know, from a pin to a smart glasses. They even had these sort of smart earphones. Do you see those from CES? But again, I question how good a perception that camera would have. But anyway, that's another story.
But I think you bring up a really good point, Leo. Like it's something that I think about a lot. The more I work on Envision and Ally itself is the difference between accessibility by design versus sort of you build something first and then you kind of retrofit accessibility into it. And I feel like a lot of the mainstream smart glasses, I mean, they're designed for a general audience, right? And then they think about, oh, okay, how can we make this accessible? So I'm just curious, like, since you touched on that, what your experience has been when you use like products that are designed for accessibility versus how do you like get your way around other important products? Like, I'm not just talking about smart glasses, right? Like, because I'm a sighted person. Well, I do have glasses with a little bit of power, but like it's sometimes hard for me to even imagine, like for example, using a phone. So when I joined Envision, I had to get used to using my phone with the screen reader, like voiceover on iOS or TalkBack on Android, and I found that to be, very, very interesting. And I had to unlearn a lot of, ways that I normally would use my phone. And the way you scroll is different. The way and like your ears probably get accustomed to hearing a voice that's super fast, going all the time, and you barely hear the full thing that it's describing before you move on to the next. And so there's definitely that kind of a learning curve, right? So yeah, I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on what it's like to just not just like get used to using a thing that was designed for majority of the people, and then maybe they try to do something and make it more accessible, versus using something like maybe the Envision glasses or the Ally Solos that were designed keeping accessibility in mind first. Yeah.
Well, I think it's very interesting. Like, if you go back, even for Apple, it took them a long time to finally release a product that was universally designed for a range of populations. And I think once they started to do that, that opened the whole possibility for everybody.
Yeah.
Then the question was, for those of us who started to early adopt this technology, how could you train people to use this technology? I spent a lot of time one-on-one with university students trying to figure out, okay, you're learning disabled, you're print impaired. How can we get you, what's best for you? Should we bring you in as a low vision user, or should we get you to turn off your screen and get you used to doing things and start small? Maybe it's the first thing you're going to do is get the excitement of writing an email to somebody. Oh, I can do it myself independently. Then what do you build onto that? Well, for example, in Apple, you've got Notes as an example. I'm an iOS user. I'm an Apple user. There's an equivalent in other platforms for those who have other options for the standard computer, a PC. But the point is, now we're getting to the point where we have a population of persons with disabilities who are engaging more and more with technology. I guess another area to look at is, how do we get seniors who are maybe losing sight late in life? How do we engage with them to get them excited and motivated with enough information to do whatever they need to do? If they start by wanting to write an email, make a phone call, whatever, text a message, or if indeed, and some families are starting to look more and more at these smart glasses, how do we get them to the point where, hey, this technology works for me. I can actually pick up a document and, get used to where that camera points and so forth, and do it successfully so that they are motivated, liberated to say, I've got some independence back. Because what happens when we lose as a senior vision? Life is over. Well, no, it's not. But how do we get them resilient and open to engage with that?
It's a really good question, Leo. I mean, I've got RP, so I'm losing sight, but I've still got about 40%, I think. And I know at some point I'm going to have to just let go and not use my vision to do things. And I think someone gave me some advice of learning, the technology while I have some sight, so it's easier. But I've never been good at learning when I'm meant to. I've always learned when I've had to. So I don't know is the answer for that. But for older generation and people who are coming in a later stage of life, and I've had this experience with my mother and also some of our customers as well. What I've found is that it's complex, of course. A lot of the technology or a lot of the tools that have been presented to them have been presented to them by people who are either sighted or younger than them, and are making decisions for them. I think this has always been a hard thing for me to get my head around since I've been working as a vision, is that I've always been in a lucky position. I can make my own choices and had that autonomy. But I think for people who don't have enough sight or are not in a position to do that, they really so much rely on the advice and the support from the people around them. I mean, how wonderful your late wife, made it possible for you and
Yeah.
encouraged you to do that. And I like to think we're surrounded by those people, but I have seen cases of people saying that my father or my mother or my husband or my partner doesn't understand technology. It's too complicated for him or her. And I've seen it actually with a mother and her daughter. And she said, no, I don't want her having a telephone because, she can't see. And so all these horrible things could happen to her. And it's sort of making those decisions for them. So I don't know if there's a right answer to this, but how do we empower the people that need the technology to ask the right questions to get to the right technology? And I think that's, as marketing at Envision, that's been, I think, our biggest challenge, right, Amrit? It's like, how do we actually reach the customer, but how do we reach all those influencing people around them as well?
Well, I think certainly I put on a different hat. I'm on the second vice president of the Canadian Council of the Blind. And one of the things as a consumer group we try to do is we have a get together to technology subgroup where we try to bring people together, talk about technology, share experiences. How do you use that particular piece of technology? And it's through that kind of discussion that maybe you get someone at one of these meetings who suddenly says, you know what, maybe I should try it. And of course, we're in a position where we have a trainer on our staff who will go one-on-one with someone to start breaking it down. So what is the first thing you want to do that's got you interested in even thinking about this? What would you like to do?
That's a really good question. I think it's going to stick with me, actually. I think, what do you want to do? I think it's a great, it's a great beginning, right? As you say, breaking it down, because it can feel sort of overwhelming in its entirety, right?
Yeah. And I think what happens too, Vanessa, is that you have some well-meaning family members who make errors of enthusiasm. They've turned on to technology. They've turned on to technology. I'm going to buy this for my mother and my father. Well, maybe then what they've bought them is a PC that they're still not ready to handle. Maybe they should have looked at whether it be an iPhone or whatever. Maybe that would have been a better option. But at least, so there you have, they bought them something and it sits on the shelf.
Yeah.
Because I can't get at it. So, it's a tricky thing. And, I think, and then once you get people enthused about a particular technology, to break it down step by step, even to use our glasses here. Okay, what do you want to do? Well, maybe what I want to do for the first little while is read my letters that come in the mail.
Yeah.
Maybe the next thing I want to do is, how do I go down to the kitchen and use the glasses? I want to prepare my lunch. What do I need to get out of the freezer, the fridge? How do I look at that microwave dial? If you can get people enthused about that, and some of your little snippets and videos show how someone made a cup of tea, whatever. That's the kind of thing, if we can, and again, you want to split those down into small little snippets. If that showing someone how you made a cup of tea gets you to think about, hey, I can do that too. And then maybe ask the question, how do I do it? Then you break that down and you open that up, and they over time become the adopters of technology that works for them with enthusiasm.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's how it works, right? It's how we all got started.
That's also a good point, because I'm definitely, I'm guilty of committing mistakes of enthusiasm in the way you put it, because specifically because this conversation reminded me of all the times I've tried to, teach my grandma how to use a phone, or try to get her a smartphone. And she's like, no, I don't want this. And then we'd just revert back to the old Nokia with, the physical buttons. And that was more than enough for her. And I would also, I remember I was in charge of, writing and keeping her phone book up to date, because she would literally just have like a notepad with all the names and phone numbers. And then she would just refer to it every single time, type in the number like manually, and then call. I'm like, Grandma, there's an easier way to do this, but no. And so I think that's like also a really good point, and something to think about. And there's this certain philosophy in tech, building tech as well. It should be so easy that my mom can use it, right? So or my mom can understand it. I think that's kind of like it's a unspoken like benchmark of sorts, that everything that you build needs to be that easy that your mom can use it. So yeah, I think that's a really good point. And then also Vanessa was touching on this a bit, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that, right? So when you're talking about like having friends and family, or I mean maybe mostly family members around you, kind of taking over, trying to make decisions for you, or stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure that has a lot of impact as well, right? So how would you recommend that like people like us, people like Envision, who are trying to really build all these amazing tools for not just the blind and low vision community, but also seniors, and like just again anybody that can use assistive technology. Any words of advice for us as to how can we talk to the people surrounding them, right? And like what are some of the misconceptions, let's say, that people who may be sighted but might have family members who are not, like how can we talk to them, basically? I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, you're not far off, because I've listened to some of your snippets already that you've put out in recent months, and it's the small stuff. I think maybe what you might want to try and do is develop some kind of an overall video that you aim at those who are providing training, across the world, to say, we're part of a technology that is very positive for our population. How do we get you to understand what it is, in a balanced way, to say, here's what it can do, and here are some ways to potentially start people, and then offer them, an opportunity to connect with you if they need more information. And like, for example, I would certainly, in the Canadian context that I described above, would certainly be very pleased to make sure that our trainer in Ottawa, Canada, would be involved in listening to something like that and promoting with a GTT group that they meet with on a monthly basis.
That's fantastic. And I think training the trainer is a really good one. I remember with the Envision glasses when we came out, can you imagine? The onboardings, the demos, it was very hands-on, everything we're doing. We did it, and of course, doing it remotely where we could. So every customer got this free onboarding for 90 minutes. And gosh, all this stuff. But we also did a lot of work to train distributors and partners to give demos and do things like that. And it was hard work because nothing existed like that before. We were the first in the market. It was just such a sort of obscure way of thinking. You had to kind of get their heads around. But I think with Ally and the Ally Solus glasses, the proposition is simpler. And we can probably do that, actually. I think that's a really great piece of advice. Thank you, Leo. I didn't, you're part of the marketing team now, so thank you so much.
Well, the interesting thing, you talk about universal design. I mean, my doctorate dealt with universal design principles way, way back. And again, the curb cut idea that, by doing it, a lot of people benefit. So how do you break that down further? And where do you talk about usability? And I think, keep it simple. And you have. I mean, I again, go back to what I said earlier about the onboarding process, the setup process. My goodness, it was easy.
Good.
And now, maybe for someone who's getting started, maybe that family member is your ally into doing this, get it set up. But I think, and again, they're so easy. The glasses, the Solus glasses are great to use because, again, you're not dealing with a hotspot.
Yeah.
And I think that makes that more usable for our population.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I've had people say, actually, I don't want even to be dependent on my phone. I want to use the glass in isolation. And so then that's the plays to the Envision glasses where you can use it offline, or some of the features offline, of course, right?
And that's on your roadmap. Yeah, it's on your roadmap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, absolutely for Solos. And I think as AI becomes more functional offline, of course, we'll adopt that as well. But
Mhm.
my goodness, what a year 2025 was.
Yeah.
And if that was anything to go by, this year is just going to be incredible. But
Yeah.
Leo, thank you so much. I think I've learned so much in this discussion. I'm going to go away. I've gone away with like 3 or 4 ideas for more clips of videos. But if there was one thing that we should be working on, I know retrospectively we're talking about, reiterating our product right now and keeping it going and developing and improving. But is there one thing that you would like in the AT space, let's say within a year or 2 years, what would you like to see there from a technical point of view for the blind and low vision community? If there was one thing.
I really want this to become an evolving product as we bring, and you're good at this. The Envision people over the years as a team have been very open to what we've offered in terms of feedback. Stay the course, listen to what people bring to the table, because it's going to be through exploration that somebody's going to find, I use the glasses this way. Maybe no one has thought of it. Well, how do we further develop that? The idea that maybe someone is reading, is using it in a different way to do something around the house. Well, we've never thought of that. Okay, let's just be open. That dialogue is so important, and Envision have been so solid and your small company, and here you are trying to listen to us, have at least seminars and monthly discussions. I think that, keep it up. That's the good
Oh,
stuff.
oh, thank you,
so
Leo.
much. Yeah.
Thanks so much. We'll pass it on to the team. They're all around, and we'll certainly get that done. But
I think I have. I think maybe we can, end on a note for a lot of the viewers or listeners who might be sighted folks, and this is also something that I, think about often as I work, more and more with Envision. And before I get in, maybe an analogy would be nice. So the F1 industry, right? The Formula One industry.
Yes.
It's like so technologically advanced, and it shows it shows the world what humanity is capable of, when you pair it with like the best cutting edge technology. And it's always a mix of like the human and the machine, that go hand in hand. But on the other hand also, a lot of the technologies that we see in cars, like everyday cars that everyone drives, a lot of those key components were originally like designed for like an F1 car, right? So what I'm trying to say is like there's a lot of things that are cutting edge that get designed for something very specific, and then make their way into like mass market, and that can be used by everybody. And so where I'm going with this for the sighted folks is and also I think you're the perfect person to ask this, because you've had decades of experience with assistive technology, and you've basically seen it from the beginning until now, not just Envision but in general. Is there anything that you've noticed that was specifically built for the assistive tech community, that's like that has made its way to kind of mainstream? And what I'm trying to get here is to really drive home the point that if you build for accessibility first, it's a win for everybody, right? So is there anything that comes to mind on those lines for you?
Well, I think it's, if I go way back to the 70s and the space, when we were putting men on the moon, look at some of the technologies that came out of there, as things began to become computerized in a spacecraft, reduced size. Look at how that's come to benefit this. When you think of the first, cell phones that we had, they were the size of a briefcase on wheels. But that technology continued to evolve down to what we've got now. And I think that's sort of this whole evolution goes, and we're going to see much more. I mean, we're standing here at a very interesting time where this is going to continue to happen. And it's interesting in the Formula One. Yeah, look at what we've got in cars. And I think the same thing can be said about, look at what we got from the space race. And it's going to continue. So, you know, stand by. We haven't seen it all yet. And it's a great time to be alive.
It is. Leo, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Vanessa, it was a pleasure. Amrit, it was wonderful. And we'll be in touch again.